You're listening to the OMG Hour.
All right, welcome everybody. It is episode number 321. 321.
321.
321 of the OMG Hour, and this
like
week...
a countdown. 2 packs. Why am I being quiet? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm not supposed to talk this week.
That's right. Of course, this week, we are your obligatory, I can't even speak, obligatory mighty giants. That's who we are this week, and of course...
Maybe let me talk instead. How about that?
That might help. But for now, I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion.
And I am Tico, Mr. Second Place. And 321 is our countdown to PAX.
321.
Countdown.
Sure.
That's a countdown. Like 0, if you get to 0. I mean, when we get to 3,210...
Okay, can we just move on? Because you're confusing me.
That happens a lot, though.
I don't like being confused when I'm supposed to host a show.
Fine. Let's move on.
Oh, man. Okay, so a whole bunch of stuff happened this week. We've got like a ton of stuff to talk about this week.
I know. And it was all like...
It was all today.
Like, today, it all... Like, a lot of stuff popped up today. Like, there was... Like, we had a full thing, and I'm like, started messaging you in the afternoon. It's like, hey, we should probably talk about this, too.
Yeah, you threw a whole bunch of stuff in the notes today. I'm like, oh, man, okay. All right, so let's do it. I took the family to see Captain Marvel, and I agree with your assessment. That was a wonderful movie.
It was fun.
Fantastic.
I really enjoyed it.
I believe you told me before I saw it that there are two, or was it last week? There are two,
yes. Two endings.
End credits.
Yeah.
The first end credit was great.
Yeah.
You know, it leads into the Avengers movie. The last one you told me, it's probably not worth waiting for. If you want to know what happened, I'll tell you. And you are absolutely right. I'm like,
yeah.
We waited till the end of the credits for that. I mean, sure,
it's many credits
right?
in order to get to that. I mean, it's cute.
It's cute. It's humorous, but it's like, did I really need to wait through all the credits for that?
Like it offers no value.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think those two scenes should have been switched. I think the final scene should have been early in the credits because it's funny. It kind of relates to what we just saw.
Yeah.
And then the other one that relates to the Avengers should have been at the end because that's the big payoff.
That would be a good payoff. And you wouldn't be sitting there going, man, I waited an extra 8 minutes.
Exactly.
For that.
Right. Anyway, Captain Marvel was awesome. My eldest daughter, Aria, at first she was like, I don't know who Captain Marvel is. I don't know if I want to see it. I'm like, but you know, honestly, you didn't know who any of the other Avengers were before we watched the movies either. She came out of that movie, not kidding. She came out saying she's my new favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's that good.
It was really well done. They did a great job of, like I said, like sort of melding the current stuff with that Phase 1 feeling.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Oh, really good. You'll be happy to know I finally am completely caught up on The Walking Dead.
Well, I've forgotten all about it now. I don't remember any of the stuff that's happened at this point.
So now that you have someone to talk to, you don't remember what's happened.
Now we can watch at the same time and then discuss
the latest episode. And this week I managed to watch a lot of Scrubs. Scrubs is one of my all-time favorite comedy series. Zach Braff, Sarah Chalk, Robert C. McGinley, or John C. McGinley. I love him as Dr. Cox. He's amazing. Yeah. But this week I've been putting together a box insert, a game insert for Gloomhaven. So I'm sitting, a lot of sitting, basically craft, gluing pieces, putting them together, which I love doing. I love working with my hands, doing crafts and stuff. And that's essentially what this is. You're literally building crafts to make these box inserts. So I spent a lot of time with my phone propped up, watching Scrubs as I put these boxes together.
You needed I don't need to fully watch this show to watch this show.
Exactly.
Like one can be on.
And I know Scrubs inside and out. I've watched it multiple times, right? So it's a perfect show to put on while I'm working on this. And I must have gone through like a full season and a half while I was putting this thing together.
Yeah, I'm in, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm using that while I, work on the computer, while I play some games and stuff like that. That's my sort of in the periphery show.
Yeah.
And I think I'm on season 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah, I think 6, I think I might have just moved on to. But yeah, I love Scrubs. The 9th season is kind of, take it or leave it. It was supposed to be sort of a new version of Scrubs, but it didn't quite work out. They were trying something new.
They were trying to spin the show off.
Yeah, and it didn't quite work. But, honestly, season 8 really is the true end of Scrubs. Season 9 is that sort of tack-on season where they introduce a whole bunch of new characters and only a couple of the regular characters came back.
Yeah.
So it didn't quite work out.
No, and they were trying to spin it off. They were trying to do
the Interns. It was supposed to be a show called The Interns, I think, right? Scrubs The Interns. So
yeah. And it doesn't always work. You don't always get a Frasier out of a spin-off.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I watched this week. Nothing huge, nothing substantial, but I'm finally caught up on The Walking Dead, so I'm happy about that. I've been working it. It's like for the first time ever, actually. I have never watched The Walking Dead like live
when it's on.
When it's on, yeah. So now I'm there, and it only took me what is this, season 9? It only took me 9 years to get there.
Well, you got there. That's the important thing.
I got there.
You got there. No, it's a good show. I'm enjoying this season. I really like the villains this year.
I like the sort of less confrontations about this season. I like the fact it's a little bit laid back.
Yeah.
A little more, because the last couple seasons have been all confrontation and war. It's like a war basically happened over the last 2 seasons. And I like how this is a little more low key. I like how they've evolved in like, we're not just going to fight every other person we come into contact with.
No,
let's talk to them first. Like, it's funny because they're doing on the show now what I keep thinking is like, why don't you just talk to them first instead of just attacking? Yeah. So, but the new villains, the Whisperers, are nuts. Like just nuts.
And I like that in this time frame, it makes sense that they could be like that.
Yes.
Right? Not like the trash people.
Right.
Who just for some reason forgot English and,
they pretended to forget English.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, but that makes no sense.
I know it doesn't.
Value does it add other than...
It was, I think it was, honestly, the trash people was more of a defensive mechanism. If your enemy thinks you're stupid, they will underestimate you.
It still didn't make a ton of sense
It didn't.
To the whole thing. This at least makes sense. They're whispering because talking loudly would mean that you're going to get eaten.
Because they travel with the dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they also revere the dead, which is so, like, they're literally nuts. They've gone nuts.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. Right?
Well, most of them.
Especially Alpha and Beta. Like, they're just, anyway. It's great, though. I mean... They also don't... The thing is, they're crazy, but they don't want conflict. But they will initiate conflict if forced to. Although, at the same time, they keep talking about how Hilltop attacked their people, but they're the ones who attacked first.
Well, that we know of. I mean, we could be waiting on a flashback episode where they were clearing out a herd of walkers and took out like a whole bunch of their people, not realizing it.
Maybe? But we were, of course, introduced to it just in that episode where they discovered Tara and Eugene discovered them for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? And they knew nothing about them before that.
Right. So they knew nothing about them before that. But like the Whispers could have been aware of the Hilltop people beforehand.
They probably were. Yeah, they were not surprised by them.
I'm sure we will see more of those flashback episodes to the Whisperers to build up on that. Again, that's what they do with the good villains is they build the characters opposed to
exactly.
Not here's just a jerk that we have to wait for them to get killed.
Right, that's right. They really build up. They didn't do it with Negan, although I think everyone just loved Negan right from the start anyway. But with the Whisperers, they're giving them a backstory. They're giving them purpose and character. They're actually character building with them.
Yeah, Well, and Negan, they did character build, but but
not with flashbacks. That's what I mean.
No, he came in with the bang. Like he just like this is this guy. This is who he is. I am so looking forward to when he gets unleashed and he finds his bat again. Yeah. I want him to get Lucille back. I know they said it was destroyed and whatever. I know that it hasn't been destroyed. It's got to be there somewhere.
He is the villain that you rooted for. And now you just want to root for him as one of the heroes.
Like he is like Boba Fett, like, you know, he is the Deadpool, like the true anti-hero.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
but you want him just going to town on those zombie skin wearing.
Yeah,
you know.
the Whisper, exactly. No, it's this. I'm really enjoying this season. Honestly, I think it's a fantastic season. I know they've been renewed for season 10, so we'll see where it goes from there.
And 3 movies.
Yes, that's right. The return of Rick.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you? What have you been doing?
So I've watched this new show on Netflix called The Order, which I've started a couple episodes in. It is set on a school. I'm trying to think of this. You know the movie The Skulls.
Yeah, it's like a college.
It's a college
order. It's the order. Yeah, it's a secret society.
Secret society, but they are witches.
Witches, aren't they? Vampires, witches, werewolves, all sorts of supernatural beings.
There's so far I've just seen witches and a werewolf has shown up and a golem.
A golem.
Yeah.
Interesting. Golem.
Have showed up so far, but so far it's kind of interesting. You know, the main character is trying to get into this society because they've murdered part of his family or something like that. So.
Okay.
So it's a whole.
It's a Netflix show, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's weird because the little screen icon, little thumbnail for it makes it look like it's anime.
It does. I know, because I showed it to my wife. I said, "This looks interesting," and she says, "Is that a cartoon?" Because the image for it is a cartoon.
Yeah, and it is not.
It looks like cartoon.
It looks like a cartoon. It is live action.
Okay.
I also started the movie Holmes and Watson.
I am really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so this is the Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, Holmes and Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
So stupid.
It looks so stupid. Now I've watched some bad stuff in the past, and I sometimes you can sit through it. Sometimes it's like it's bad and it's.
You are a button presser, not just in video games.
No, I will watch if I sat through that Adam Sandler Netflix Western thing that he did.
You watched The Room.
Okay, but The Room is awesome. If you watch it with people, The Room it is a terrible movie, but that is a so bad it's good. This is so bad I made it through 6 minutes.
Were you you and the EB crew? Are we the ones who watched The Wicker Man together?
Yes.
Yes, that was
The Wicker Man is another the Nicolas Cage, not
Cage Wicker
not
Man,
the original Wicker Man, the Nicolas Cage remake of The Wicker Man. That is another one of those.
That is the perfect bad movie party movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there are movies like Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like there are movies that you can watch. They are bad movies that you can enjoy.
That's true.
I got through 6 minutes of this and it is.
Oh my God, 6 minutes. Why?
I made it.
What is it about those 6 minutes that made you quit?
It was just after 6 minutes and I'm sitting there and it was like, again, I had it on the background I was playing. I'm like, there's something else I can watch in the background, like, and I just turned it off. Like I didn't not even to watch in the background. That's how bad this was. And again, it was.
But 6 minutes is like the credits have just ended.
Yeah, well, I mean, a little bit, maybe a little past the credits.
Sure, but wow, it's that bad.
It was not good.
You should do a review. This movie isn't even worth 6 minutes of your life.
If I can get away with just the 6 minutes that I've already watched as a review, fine. But I'm not watching the whole thing unless I'm getting paid for it.
We should probably stop talking about it because otherwise we'll spend more than 6 minutes even talking about your 6 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close. We're pretty close. All right. Well, what else can we talk about? I mean, you went to see a Marvel movie. We can talk about some Marvel stuff.
We could.
Let's do it.
Well,
do it.
But what if?
Yeah. Well,
what if we talked about Marvel?
What if I was in that corner and you were in this corner?
I could do that. Marvel is on Disney's new Disney Plus. They have announced they're going to be doing a What If television show. It's a Marvel's What If, which is based on a comic series of what if scenario. Like, what if Spider-Man was part of the Fantastic Four? What if Loki had found Mjolnir? What if... whatever. It's all these. It's sort of like, I call it kind of like the Sliders of the Marvel universe. Yeah. Right. Remember this TV show Sliders? Alternate Earths. Yeah, it was all what if scenarios. They go to an Earth. Well, what if the Germans won World War II, which is Man in the High Castle TV show premise, right?
Yeah.
And that's what these are all about. What if, Captain America was never frozen for 70 years? What if he stayed in 1945?
I know there was one of my favorite ones, and I can't remember which series of What If this was from, is What If Wolverine was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Okay, cool.
And it is a great one with him working with Nick Fury before Nick Fury was Samuel L. Jackson, so a white Nick Fury.
White Nick Fury, yeah.
White Nick Fury. It's a great issue.
Now, this show is going to be cartoon. It's not going to be live action, but they are going to apparently use the original voice actors for for instance, if it's a What If for Iron Man, they're going to do whatever they can to get Robert Downey Jr. to voice it.
That would be fantastic.
Right? So they will get, if they're going to do a Loki one, they will get Hiddleston to voice him.
Yeah, and the first one, from what I was reading, was the first one that is planned is What If Loki found the Hammer of Thor.
I believe that's one of the ones they're working on. But now I'm a little less excited when I hear it's going to be a cartoon, because my issue. Well, I don't have anything against cartoons because I'm watching like Star Wars Resistance, which is actually getting very good. And Star Wars Resistance, if I can just veer off for a second, there's one episode left in the season. It's going to be a cliffhanger, I just know it. But they've now reached the point of basically the point in The Force Awakens when Starkiller Base is activated for the first time. And they destroy the Hosnian system. Yeah. So the destruction of the Hosnian system just happened in Star Wars Resistance. So it has now basically caught up to The Force Awakens, and the events in Season 2 will essentially be happening simultaneously with the films.
Okay.
Which is cool. Right?
Yeah.
That's cool, because now we know where in the timeline they are.
Yeah, it's almost like the Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. I don't know if you remember that game that sort of played alongside
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the same timeline, but they're just taking a different path around. So which is kind of neat when they do that.
Yeah, so jumping back, because I don't have an issue with cartoons. My issue is I love live action stuff because it's a little more real, and I find in cartoons it can become silly and a little less realistic because they can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like they can do anything, and it feels a little less real to me when it's just a cartoon. I don't know.
It'd be interesting.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
What type of direction they go with that? Marvel does some fantastic cartoons. They do some really good stuff with the Avengers stuff, and it does sort of more base in what you would expect sort of reality to be of that universe.
So they do it cartoon, but they still do it sort of on a like a film style quality, I guess. I don't know how to put it. Like almost like you're watching one of the films, but it just happens to be a cartoon. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah. Like if they do that, or if they get silly where, guys' heads blow up like balloons and bam,
exactly.
pows
like
pop
I don't
over
want
the screen.
I don't want Teen Titans Go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want like Beast Boy from the Teen Titans cartoon.
I want Marvel's What If on that channel directed at me. I don't want it dumbed down for 7 and 8 year olds.
I don't want a children's cartoon. That's a really good way of putting it. I want this to be
like I want this directed at me. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know why I'm their sole target audience, just me. So they should just make it right.
Exactly. You're the only one who watches those movies anyway.
Yeah, so just make that for me, and don't worry about it. Like I don't want to see a goofy thing that's directed at bringing in great. Like you want to do that, you have the whole make another thing for that. The Marvel What If, that's from my youth. I read those comics as a kid. Make that for me. And
I want them to be almost serious. More serious, not silly, is really what I'm going for. Yeah. What I'd like to see. While we're still on Marvel, today we just got word
Breaking news
right here on the OMG Hour. So Disney has reinstated James Gunn as director of Guardians 3. Was it 2 years ago now? Or was it just last year?
It was just last year.
Okay.
Where they removed him and fired him.
We talked about this. He was fired for something he had tweeted
10 years ago.
10 freaking years ago. And had since apologized.
Yeah.
And made amends for. And it was literally an attack on him because he doesn't support Trump.
Yeah.
So now that Disney they've apparently met with him multiple times. Kevin Feige has sat down with them. They've discussed things, and they've now officially reinstated him. I thought they were already going ahead with 3. I thought they had already assigned another director. It turns out they hadn't. They were talking about, was it Waikiki, what's his name? Watiti?
Yeah. The guy who did Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. They were talking about him doing it. I thought they had already hired him to do it. Apparently they had not. Okay. So James Gunn can come right back in. He's not replacing anyone because they had not made a decision on the film yet.
And they had made a decision a few months back. They were going to use his script anyways.
Right. They were going to continue with his script. So now he's director again. I think that's great. Right?
I think it's great. I mean, I think a few of the things that led to their decision for this is he was in talks to direct the Suicide Squad 2.
He is directing Suicide Squad 2.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, I'm not sure if he's still doing that.
He is.
Oh, good.
They have reinstated him as Guardians 3 director, and they've agreed that he can come and direct Guardians 3 when he's done with Suicide Squad.
Well, that is fantastic for
because Guardians 3 probably isn't slated till like 2022 or something.
It had been pushed back because of this whole thing anyway. So I'm glad that Disney has sort of realized like they were being a little ridiculous with this.
Oh my goodness, they really have.
You know, like it's one thing again. If he was,
if he currently like that.
If he was currently like that, if he hadn't apologized, if he didn't feel remorse for it, like that's one thing. But to punish somebody who is trying to better themselves
and has already bettered themselves 10 freaking years ago.
Yeah, and is actively trying. Like, I think that it's a great step for them to sort of make that gesture, and I think I'm glad that they were able to work that out. I don't know if it would have been as good without him.
I don't either. It would not have had the same tone. He's done both of them. Yeah. 1 and 2. Like and the cast and crew love him, right?
The current state that we find the Marvel universe in right now is solely because of his direction with Guardians. That humorous way that they've gone, like tossing in more jokes and stuff like that. Like
it's because of Guardians.
Because of how well that was received.
And I think Thor Ragnarok was part of that as well.
Well, Thor Ragnarok, but that was after. That was after.
Yes, I agree.
And along those lines, because they wanted that direction of that. They actually, after Guardians, I can't remember which one of the Avengers movies it was because my timelines are all messed up because I've been rewatching them, so I have no idea what actual order anymore. But they actually reshot some scenes to add some more humor to them after seeing
after Guardians,
how well this was received.
That's awesome.
I mean, this is also the other great thing with what he's done is he's taken characters that nobody knew about.
Yes.
Like, nobody knew about these, and
they took a chance with Guardians. They said that back then. That Guardians they took a huge chance doing that film because nobody knew these characters. It was no longer based on Earth, right? They were bringing the spacefaring aliens into the MCU, which had not been introduced yet at all. So they took a huge chance on it, and it paid off big time. And that is what allowed, even right to today, things like Captain Marvel. Yep. Right? Without Guardians' success, we wouldn't have Captain Marvel.
No, like there's no way that if Guardians had flopped, that Disney would have been like, well, how about this other character that nobody really knows that much about?
Thor Ragnarok would not have happened.
No, like I am just so glad that we're going to see some, like it's a huge universe that they have to pull from, and I am so glad we're going to see more of these coming in.
I really wish they would publish what's coming up like next year. I don't think they've given us a roadmap for next year and beyond, have they?
No,
we know what's happening this year. We have no clue what next year's timeline is and what's coming. Like other than a Doctor Strange 2, a Black Panther 2. But I want to know what, we've got Captain Marvel, new character. What other new characters can I expect? Because I'm going to be honest, I want to see more new characters added to the MCU.
Yeah.
In solo films, because Endgame is going to be the end of an era. Like literally, because I think we're going to see Captain America, we're going to see Iron Man depart the MCU.
Yeah, I think that we will see these characters die.
I'm okay with that
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. It's been a fantastic run. It's time to move the narrative along and evolve the team. And, you know, with Captain Marvel and Black Panther and all of them leading the way, you know?
Yeah.
And even Spider-Man is part of the core now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's time to pass the torch to for all intents and purposes, a new generation.
Right.
It's been a great 10 years. What's the next 10 years got?
And we're gonna see like Fantastic Four they have back now, so we'll see that
evolve into
that
have
universe.
That, and they'll have the X-Men.
I've heard talks of a new Blade TV series as well.
I heard that, yeah.
With Wesley Snipes,
which is a bad idea. Come on.
In the third one, he was so out of shape he could barely move.
Exactly.
I don't know how they're going to do this like 15 years later. I mean, if Wesley Snipes is watching, please don't come to my house, beat me up, because I'm sure you could kick my butt still. But, you know, it just...
Yeah, I don't think we need it at all. Like, I really don't. Anyway, I think that's enough for television talk today.
All right.
Are you ready for 7 Degrees, Tico?
Not even close.
Oh. All right. Well,
so we are recording early today. I have my stuff, but I haven't translated them yet, because I expected to have another hour once we got home, and this clearly takes exactly 59 minutes to do.
Clearly.
So mine will be live translated.
Excellent. So get started on that, and I'll be right back with mine.
OMG.
All right. Well, I have done some. And I'm ready for you. So while you're doing yours, I'm going to tell you that the languages I used this week are Hawaiian, Nepali, Somali, Georgian, Frisian, Belarusian, and English. That darned English.
I've heard of English before.
You are currently sitting at a 54.8%, so you're still well above 50%. That's great. Good for you. Congratulations.
Why, thank you. When I go 0 for 3, will it still be above 50%?
I'm stalling. But anyway, I do have a theme this week for you, and I'm going to see if you can figure out what the theme is.
All right. Is it?
These are all video games.
Okay.
Okay. The first one, translated, comes out to be boundaries.
Boundaries. Boundaries. One word to one word?
It is one word to one word. I'll even give you a second hint. It is one plural word to one plural word.
I'm going to go with Borderlands.
Yes, well done. How did you figure that out?
I have no idea.
It just popped in the head. Yeah.
It
made sense.
It made sense.
Do you have one yet?
I have one.
All right. Give me your one.
All right. The one I have is... Oh, I'll give you the languages that I did. All right. Japanese, Filipino, Greek, Uzbek, Bosnian, and Korean.
And English. I'll bet you used English.
English. I forgot to go back to English. You're never going to get this.
Okay.
All right.
And what is it?
Atom of Death.
Video game what?
Oh, they're all video games.
Atom of Death.
Atom of Death.
Atom of Death. Oh my gosh. And I know this game?
You do.
Atom, as in one of the smallest things. So, okay, that's weird. I can't think of any other word that would mean atom. Death, spiral, death squared. Dead cells.
No, but that is a good...
Oh, that's a good guess, though,
yes,
right?
That's a really good guess. I should have gone with Dead Cells. That would have been a good one to...
Okay, what is it then?
It is Death Stranding.
Oh, that makes sense, Strand. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I have one for you.
All right.
I don't know how this is translated.
All right.
Left. Left.
I am going to go with Left 4 Dead.
Are you serious right now? You are absolutely correct. Wow, I'm impressed.
I am getting very good at this game.
I am impressed. All right, do you have another one yet, or should I do your third one?
Hang on, I'm like 3 languages into a translation here, so if you bear with me and do some more of that distracting and
do some of that, just ad-libbing. Was that the word? Yeah, the word is ad-lib. All right, you should be done by now. What is it?
Okay,
let's go.
Hang on.
English. Don't forget English. English. Anglaise. I'm not. I'm. Oh, dude, this is dead air.
All right.
Is it
ready.
Dead Air? No, that's not even a game. Okay.
No, that's a good name for a game, though.
It should be a name of a game.
Like some sort of with like undead space pirates or something like that.
It should be a game about ensuring there is no sound.
That would be like Deep Silence would be a good name for something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Follow the dog.
Follow the dog. Okay. Follow the dog. Days Gone? No. That can't be right. Dog. Follow the dog. What game would actually translate to dog? I don't know. I don't know.
You're giving up that easily?
Do you have another hint? Really? No, you can't even come up with a hint. That's how hard it is.
I'm trying to think of something that would not like give it away.
Oh. Well, I'm trying to think because you said there is a theme. You said, right?
Oh no, the theme's out the window.
Oh, there's no theme. Oh,
no, because the second one I tried just did not translate. So like the second one on my list that was part of the theme just didn't translate.
Okay, because I was trying to think Death Stranding is like upcoming games or games that aren't released yet or stuff like that. That was
my original theme, but then like the second one that I had here just did not go.
Follow the dog. Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs is correct.
Oh, there we go. All right, your final one. If you get this, I will bow down to you as the king of 7 degrees. Okay? All right. Eventually.
1 word to 2?
No.
1 word to...
No. Multiple words.
Multiple words down to 1.
To 1. I have no idea why it translated to eventually.
Okay, so eventually Days Gone.
No. Good guess though. The Last of Us.
Eventually, because The Last of Us, yeah. Just trying to think of games that Sony has delayed multiple times.
And it come eventually.
Will come eventually.
No, it's The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
So what was the theme?
Games that are getting sequels this year.
Yes. Good job. All right. Do you have your final one?
I'm almost there. I'm at Bosnian. And
those Bosnians, nice people. Is that like, aren't there? Didn't we lose a lot of Bosnians getting the Death Star plans? Those different people.
Different thing. All right, this one here you should get.
Oh, should I?
You should.
Okay.
The Shadow has died twice.
Has it now? The Shadow has died twice. Why should I get this?
I don't know. I figured you would. I just assumed that you would.
The Shadow has died twice. Oh my god! Wow, my gosh. Yeah. I got nothing. My brain is not coming up with anything. Shadow has died. Death. You like death.
I don't like death. This is just developers have this whole death thing.
All right, just for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you to just give it to me.
All right.
I'm not thinking of it.
Shadows Die Twice.
That's the name of the game?
Yeah, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
I don't even know that game.
There's a Japanese-style hack and slash coming out at the end of the month.
Sorry, never heard of it.
It exists.
I don't believe you.
Why would I make up the name of a game?
You finally did one that I've never heard. You actually said you should get this one.
You should. I figured we've discussed this game. We
have not. We have not.
It was on the list of games that are coming out.
You were wrong.
It's like a Japanese guy with a big hat and he hack and slashes his people.
Never heard of it. Sorry.
You have.
And speaking of hearing, I actually have a hardware review to talk about this week. So I was sent a pair of Edifier W860NB. These are noise-canceling wireless headphones. Just released. They run about $200 Canadian. I think they're on sale for $160. You can go to edifier.com and see them. These are very nice looking headphones. Like I said, they're Bluetooth. They also connect via NFC. So if you have NFC on your phone, you can just tap your phone and they will pair.
They're like speakers, like microphone as well?
That is a good question. I don't know if there's microphone on them, but I was talking to my dad on the phone the other day with them on, but I don't know if my phone was the microphone or if the headphones were. So I don't have an answer to that. I wondered the same thing, and I haven't had a chance to check that out yet. So I don't know if there's, because these are just headphones. They're not meant
just
for
listening to
music.
Media.
Right, exactly. This is not gaming per se.
Yeah.
Although it does come with a cable, so you could probably plug it into like your Xbox headphone, Xbox controller. Here's what's really nice about them. First of all, like, they're super comfortable. They are noise canceling. So these things, when I put them on, the ambient noise in the room is gone. It's like silent. It is absolutely incredible. I was in the lunchroom the other day listening to music, and I actually, just as a test, I started snapping my fingers sort of around me, right? I couldn't hear the snap of my fingers in front of my face. That's how well these things... Were
you the only one in the lunchroom, or were you just like acting really weird? Did you look behind you first? Like, is there anybody else in here? Or like people just see you snapping away?
I was the only one there. And the reason I did is because I punched in the numbers on the microwave, and I didn't even hear the beeps of the microwave.
Yeah.
Right? It was so well done. Here's the other thing that's cool about them. On the side, on the right-hand side, it's actually a touch screen. It's a touch panel.
Okay.
Right? So if you double tap in the middle, it pauses or plays the music. If you swipe up and hold, it increases the volume. Swiping down and holding puts the volume down. And then swiping left or right is forward or back. It's
on your track.
Yeah, your track, forward or back, right?
Okay.
So total touchscreen, no buttons, no nothing. Just swipe on the panel itself is really nice. Here's super comfortable. I've had them on for a couple of hours today. It's really spongy, sort of like almost like a memory foam. It just bounces right back. Very, very comfortable. They twist and they fold for good storage. Right,
okay.
So they break down quite nicely. But for those who don't want to just throw these into your bag as is, they actually come with a hard shell case.
That right? I like.
They come with a hard shell case with a fitted area for the headphones themselves.
Yeah.
As well as, you can see in the top here, for those on YouTube, this netted bag, basically for all your accessories. It's Velcro along the top, right? So it actually seals, so it's not just open.
Stuff's not sliding out.
Stuff's not sliding out. It actually seals up against the back of the case, so nothing falls out at all.
Yeah, because and the ones with the zippers on those things, I've found that the zippers, because it's a very small zipper, it tends to.
This is also it's one of those sort of what I call the inside out zipper, so it's completely sealed when it's zippered up, which means it's got waterproofing too, right?
Okay.
If it's raining, the rain's not going to get in because it's the zipper is actually sealed when you zip it up.
What sort of battery life?
I charged these over a week ago, and I'm still using them. It is rated for a 25-hour charge. So listening for 25 hours straight is what it's got. And I charged these a week ago, and I've been listening a couple hours a day throughout this week, and they're still going strong. So as long as you shut them off when you're not using them, the battery seems to hold. Because like I said, it's probably been almost 2 weeks since I charged them, and have been using them several days, and the battery is still holding quite well. And again, this is from Edifier, which is actually a brand I had not heard of until they reached out. But really, really good quality. The sound is really good. Good highs, mids. The lows are there, but I could use more bass. You know, I don't find the bass is super strong. It's not that it's not there at all. It's definitely there. You got good bass, but I could use more of it, I think, right?
And there's no control over the bass or anything like that on the...
No, not on the phone or on the headphones itself, not that I'm aware of, but I mean, I turn the bass up on my phone, but that's just personal preference. I like bass. I could use more, but overall, really good quality sounding. The music sounds great. I highly recommend them. These are really nice. The wireless is great. They paired with the phone instantly. Like I had no issues pairing it with the phone. And for a good wireless headphone, $150, that's the price. It's about right, for a good Bluetooth headset, because you can get Bluetooth headsets that are like $300 or more. Yeah. Right. And these are for the price range. Great quality headphones. Highly recommend them. So they're available for our Canadian listeners. They are available in Canada with free shipping. They're on sale right now for $160. Go check out edifier.com, and they've got quite a selection of. They're not just headphones, but they've got speakers. They've got gaming headsets. Lots of stuff. So check them out. It's good. Yeah, I want to check out some of their gaming stuff. Their gaming headphones. I would love to try them out.
Excellent.
All right, as for games, I have a game I want to talk about. I've got back into VR just recently for a game called The Wizards Enhanced Edition. This is a PSVR game. And I'm going to be honest, I played this game for an hour or so, and I am not convinced I'm going to go back and play more of it. It suffers from the terrible... foot control, basically just controlling yourself through the world. You basically can only move forward. All right. You can either point and click to where you want to move, or you can hold down the move button and it just moves forward, and then you have to click the buttons to turn left or turn right. It still suffers from the fact that we have no move controllers with sticks. And the problem I'm having with okay, let me talk about what the game is. The game is, you're a wizard. So it's a game I would love to play, because you are actually using the controls. It uses move controllers, uses them as if you're calling a fireball. You actually spin your hand open and a fireball appears in your hand, and then you throw it, right? Or you bring your left hand over in front of you, and an ice shield comes up in front of you, and you can block things that way. Or if you take both your hands and bring them together in an arc, then it creates an ice bow, and now you can do bow and arrow. You can like the bow and arrow movement. So that works great. Bringing up a fireball as if you're an actual wizard is really cool. Yeah. The problem is, I get into this room, and these big, huge trolls or orcs come in my face, and because of the movement controls, I have no way of backing up and getting out of the way.
They're just got everything right there in front of you.
In front of me, and it's like, in a normal game, what would you do? You'd immediately back up and put some space between you.
Well, I mean, it's all ranged attack. Ranged attack.
Exactly.
You back up.
Exactly, and it takes too much effort to be able to do that, because not only are they in my face, but I would have to actually turn around and get out of there, or try to think, how do I point and click and get out of here? Because you're panicking, right? Things are in your face. You're panicking. you're not thinking calmly about what should I do. Yeah. You know.
So the regular edition of this is the enhanced edition. The regular edition of this, was it also a VR game, or is this a like a mouse and keyboard game that they've?
I don't know. I had not heard of this game before now. So I'm unsure if this is like a PC version converted to PSVR, or if this is a VR version of this game. The concept is great. You're a wizard, okay?
Yeah.
And creating spells with the motions of your hand and actually making spell movements with your hands to actually create these spells. Conceptually, that's amazing. But the movement it suffers from terrible movement controls. The fact that you can't really accurately control your movements.
Yeah, it probably was a mouse and keyboard game at one point, which is why the orcs jump right into your face instead of giving you room, is because you probably could have just pressed the back.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it looks good in VR. It's it's a VR game. The world is great, and I can't handle that. The fact that I have to think about what to do when it comes to moving or getting out of the way. Yeah. It detracts me from the game. It takes me out of the game completely. Also, I found a lot of issues with throwing, sometimes like throwing the balls when you're not in combat, throwing the fireballs. I would go and throw it, and they would literally just drop down in front of me. They wouldn't go anywhere.
You have to let go of it early enough, Sean.
Right, maybe. So I did have some issues, even throwing at a wall, which you're going to see in the video coming up. I tried to throw it, and the ball literally just goes down in front of me, and it wasn't throwing.
It's like you're playing a mean game of catch with the dog, and you're just like, "Oh, go get it! Where is it?"
Right, exactly. So there are some issues with the controls. There's a couple of times when you have to actually grab things, and it's out of the way, like you can't actually get to it physically. So you're struggling with the controls to get closer to it, or back away from it, or whatever. Like try to getting into the right spot just to interact with like a lever that you need to turn, for example. So, I found more frustration trying to play the game than enjoyment, unfortunately.
It is too bad. I mean, it looks like it has some potential.
Absolutely.
And once they figure out, what to do, like thumbstick controllers would be the best thing for this. Like you control and everything like that, control everything with a thumbstick control. It'd be
great.
Ideal.
All we need is move controllers with thumbstick control, and I would have way more fun with this game. Unfortunately, right now, it's just I found myself being more frustrated than enjoying the game. So that is the Wizards. We both played a little bit of Division 2 that launched this week.
Yeah, so the early access for people who had pre-ordered the, I believe, Gold and Ultimate editions became available on the 12th.
Yeah. So we were both in there. I like the fact that it started differently than the beta.
Yeah.
So the tutorial area was a little bit different, which was cool. But we'll talk a little bit more about it next week. We've already talked about the beta. I haven't even gotten past the beta areas yet, so I want to get a little further into the game before I really talk about Division 2. So next week, we'll come in with our full Division 2 review between the two of us. We're going to play together some missions and go through it.
Yeah.
Other than that, what have you been playing?
I picked up Watch Dogs 2 again. Well, I had played very little of that initially.
Okay.
And so I decided, what the heck? I
loved Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, I've got some time. I absolutely loved Watch Dogs 1. Played it all the way through, got all the DLC done and everything like that.
I did.
Watch Dogs 2 came out. I played a little bit, but it came out in a busy window.
Yeah.
And I didn't play it as much as I could. And so I started playing again. And so now I'm like 3/4 of the way through the game. I'm really enjoying it and having a lot of fun with number 2.
Watch Dogs 2 was such an improvement over the first one.
Yeah.
What I loved about Watch Dogs 2 was the ability to actually approach any mission the way you want to. Yeah. I did so many missions in stealth using the drones and the cars and stuff, right? Because you can now take the drones, the cars, you can drive into the area and just, watch the feet of the guards, then scoot into a room, and then you can hack things remotely using the drone. And that was awesome. You know,
Yeah.
what was neat too is some of the bigger missions, the bigger buildings. If the drone got too far away from me, I would then jump back out to my character, reposition myself outside the building, and then go back to the drone where it was in the building and keep going through. So, and that's what's great about it. I completed an entire mission in a building without actually entering the building.
That's awesome. I've been doing a lot of like you get to these buildings where you have to get stuff, and I pull out the drone and I scout around the entire building.
Yep.
Plan my entire attack first.
Yeah.
And then go in and do it. And then, you know, like stealth my way all the way through to the point where I pull out the rifle and have to start shooting everybody because somebody saw me when I wasn't expecting them to. But
I did not carry a weapon in that entire game. I did not carry a lethal weapon. So I completed that entire game without with no lethality.
Yeah. I've killed a couple of people. But keep in mind they did deserve it.
Oh, okay.
I assume.
Judge, jury, and executioner right here.
Yeah, I have gotten on a number of the mission chances. There's a few. I am terrible at driving, and the one thing that I find, it's not that I'm terrible at driving. I'm terrible at losing tails. So when you're being chased in that game, I mean, it just seems that I have not figured out the trick.
It is hard.
Because like you're going, it's like, okay, I've gotten away from all the cars behind me, and then somehow somebody's coming up from in front.
Yeah, the tails are hard in early game until you start upgrading your abilities to.
And that's what I've done.
Them and blow
and that's what I've done
and...
is I've been doing that and the other thing I have to get rid of is that stupid helicopter.
Oh, the helicopters are hard. I remember early game they are a nuisance. Eventually, it will become second nature. Honestly, it will.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of gaming news this week.
Yeah.
So Microsoft wanted to remind everybody this week that Project xCloud is coming, and they actually had a demo of it working. They actually had someone playing. There was a woman in the UK that was interviewing the head of Project xCloud, and he handed her an Xbox controller.
Yeah. With
an Android device basically attached to it, which
mounted onto it.
Where's this? I need this mount for my phone.
Yeah.
And they handed her this phone with Forza Horizon 4. Was the whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Forza Horizon 4 playing via Project xCloud on the Android device.
Yeah.
We'll have a link to it in the show notes. But what I found funny about this, first of all, that's cool. I'm excited for this Project xCloud. Being able to stream your Xbox games basically to any device. That's awesome. I cannot wait for that future, you know. And it's closer than we think. But somebody needs to teach that interviewer how to play Forza.
Yeah, she was not
I don't know, she was as she was turning, she would let go of the gas. She was like alternating gas and turn, gas and it's like, what are you doing? Why are you? She was literally pumping the gas the whole time.
Yeah,
it was just, I don't know. It was I found it humorous that they hand someone a game to play, and it was almost that she didn't even know how to play the game.
Well, I mean, the nice thing that you get out of that is, that was indeed a live demo, not a scripted demo.
Oh, for
like
sure.
If that was if that was one of those things that you get on the stage at E3, I've never played a game before in my life, and then they absolutely, fully intuitive of exactly how everything works. Like
I agree.
She didn't know how, so she was able to work with it. Like I'm excited to be able to do that. I don't know how it's going to work with our crappy caps and stuff like that in Canada.
I don't know what caps you're talking about. I don't have a cap. What cap are you talking about?
On your cell phone?
Yeah.
You don't have a data cap?
I have no data cap on my phone.
What?
Right?
What?
Where are you with? I'm with Freedom.
Oh,
anyway, so I'm excited for that. That to be able to do that on any device. They're also talking about, they've just announced that the Xbox Live SDK has been expanded to include Android and iOS. So now developers can develop games for Xbox Live on Android and iOS, which includes friends lists, achievements, you name it, right?
I am looking forward to that.
I bet you are. Achievements on your phone.
I cannot wait to get my MSN Messenger achievements start to pop up.
Right? Excellent. I want my mail achievements. Can I get achievement for X number of mails in a day or something?
And that's a nice thing. They could if they wanted to. If they wanted to, they could add that to that. Like if it's like, hey, you've just opened up your 500th email.
Excellent. Bring.
You know, replied to Sally 18 times, achievement unlocked.
That's right.
You could get achievements for that if they really wanted to do that. But I'm more looking forward. Like there's a few games you play like Lemmings and stuff like that. A few games like that you know would be really cool. Yeah, I saw your thing about Lemmings.
Don't get me started on Lemmings.
It jumped off a cliff on its own.
Lemmings, I had been playing every single day since the day it was launched in December. I had put some monies into it. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I had unlocked every special lemming from season 1 and 2, and season 3 had just started. And then I changed phones, and they have 0 cloud saving.
Well, had they used Xbox Live's system, but yes. I imagine being able to pop achievements along with that as you're going. Like I play Marvel Strike Force pretty much every day.
Yeah. It has to be an Xbox game, though. Well, no. It has to be an Xbox Live game.
All they have to do is like it'd be very difficult to add stuff into things that all exist, but they can start using that to make it an Xbox Live game when they come out.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool. Quick update on the Lemmings thing. So I did contact them, and they sent me a whole bunch of complimentary stuff to augment my current
Was it enough?
It was. It was enough to unlock all of season 3 for me, and give me more gold in game gold than I had even before. A whole bunch of like abilities, all of the special lemmings for season 3, and like 25,000 in game gold.
All right, so they did right by.
Yes, they compensated
It would be nice if they didn't have those errors and that mistake, but they did do right by you.
Well, I wouldn't say it's an error. It's just they just don't have cloud saving, and here's hoping that's something they're working on.
Yeah, error in judgment.
Yeah, I would love, like, even if it's a Facebook connection to save your progress, I don't care. Just allow me to save my progress. Anyway, back to Microsoft. They're doing some cool stuff. Microsoft Wireless Display app now allows you to stream your Steam games or your PC games to your Xbox. Now, I tried to do this before the show.
Yeah.
So you need an app you need the wireless display app on your Xbox.
Yep.
And you need to be able to wirelessly display on your PC. Oh, it basically uses Miracast. So you have to be able to use Miracast on your PC. Now, my PC reports that Miracast is available, but I can't get Windows to actually enable Miracast to send.
I had the same issue. I tried that yesterday. The exact same thing. I could not get it to send anything to the thing. It just said it's not available on your device.
That's all I'm getting too, right? You're supposed to be able to hit Windows P, I think.
Yep.
And then it brings up a list of for projection, basically, where do you want to project? And there's supposed to be an option to enable wireless display, and I don't get that option. And even though my computer reports me having Miracast available.
Now, there was an update I had on a reboot this morning on my PC, so that may have added that. I don't know.
I just tried today. So I'm going to look into that a little more, because if, streaming your Steam games to the TV with Xbox, that's cool. I want to try it out.
It's neat. I mean, to be able to take it from your usual monitor size to your big screen is a really cool thing, and to be able to do that with your controller. Yeah,
without hooking I could go out directly from the computer to the TV with HDMI, but doing it wirelessly to the Xbox is cool, because then I get Xbox control and whatever. That's really cool. Whole bunch of games. We've got a couple of minutes left. Whole bunch of games got reported.
I go fast
this week. Shoot them all. Left 4 Dead creators Turtle Rock has now announced a new co-op zombie shooter, Back 4 Blood, with the number 4, just like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
it's a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, because they don't own the property. Valve does. Yeah. Do we really need another Left 4 Dead, Tico?
Yes, we do.
Why?
So, I don't know how much of Left 4 Dead you play.
You know who Turtle Rock is, right? They're the ones who created Evolve. And how well did that do?
Well, that one wasn't good, but there was some flaws.
It was good, though. It was good. It just, that kind of game doesn't last.
So that Evolve and Left 4 Dead are different games. Left 4 Dead is a
it's a 4-player
horde mode.
4v horde, yes.
Yeah. Not necessarily horde, but like you have to get from point A to point B, working together as a group of 4, which works a lot better because you can play with if somebody drops out, the AI takes over your character. Maybe they're not as good.
That's true.
But you can play that single player. Evolve, really, it was a 4v1, and that was it. Like there was no real ability. If people weren't playing it, that it caused you a lot of problems. Left 4 Dead, I had so much fun playing Left 4 Dead when that was out, and Left 4 Dead 2, where we would just get a group of 4 people and we'd go through and just do the same.
We played a lot. The EB Games crew played a lot of Left 4 Dead. I agree.
It was so much fun to do.
But I'm not sure if that kind of game will survive in today's culture, in today's environments. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope it does. I'm excited about this. I really enjoyed that. I thought Left 4 Dead is a game where remaster I think is something that they should be looking at.
It's valid.
Even if they're not making a new one. I know they won't. But I'm just saying like I would play a remaster of that even if they came out with that. Like I think it does.
All right. So you're definitely back for Blood.
I am.
All right. Gearbox has now teasing Borderlands at PAX East. So Gearbox always has a panel where they announce big stuff. Chances are we won't be at that panel, so we'll learn afterwards what happened. Yeah. I think they're going to announce or tell us that Borderlands 3 is coming like next month or today.
Out now. Pick up your copy on the way out of the thing.
Oh, they will. They will. No, that's what Gearbox does.
Well, there's also rumor of a Borderlands remaster.
They also posted a weird, very pixelated image of Borderlands. Not sure what that means. Are they building a Borderlands for the? Are they building Borderlands for the original Nokia phones? I don't know. Anyway,
there'll be something.
A whole bunch of new Sniper Elite games are coming, including Sniper Elite 5, Sniper Elite V2 remaster, and a Sniper Elite VR. That I can get into. If it's a sniper game where you don't have to move, and it's just sniper with VR, I am in. That would be great. The sniper mode in Hitman 2?
Yeah.
That kind of game in VR would be brilliant. Honestly, the best kind of games in VR right now, until we get proper move controllers, are games that you don't have to move, right? Yeah, whether the game moves you or you don't have to move. Those are the best games.
Yeah, that one does look fun. They've also announced Sniper Elite 3, I believe it was, on the Switch.
On the Switch, that's right. That's cool, I guess. Sniper Elite 5, I'm into. I love the Sniper Elite games. 3 was the first one I had ever experienced. Loved it. 4 was awesome. I'm excited for 5. I'm excited for the VR version. Hopefully it comes to PSVR.
I started with 2, and that's the one that sort of really got me into it because there's an awesome part in 2 where you have to ricochet a bullet off of a column to take out a commander.
Seriously?
And it is like it's one of the early missions, and that's sort of what got me absolutely love it.
I tried playing V2. After playing 3, I could not get into V2.
It's hard to go back sometimes. Maybe the remaster will be enough to get you back into it.
Maybe, and I will give the remaster a try. But I was told V2 was the better than 3, so I'm like, better than 3.
It was me who told you that.
It wasn't just you; it was a few people. And I'm like, okay, well then I bought it like really cheap. And I tried playing it, and I'm like, there's no way. I cannot. No, this is not. Because right off the bat, the very first level, you're up close and personal shooting. It's like, this isn't Sniper. Like, you're forced into this confrontation.
Yeah, and because the Sniper zombie games are...
With a freaking tank.
Yeah, so just shoot the tank. Why is that so hard?
Anyway, but a whole lot of stuff coming. That's exciting, so... Excellent. I think that's pretty much it for this week. We are at our... Unless you want to talk just a couple of minutes about this last item.
Well, I mean...
You had something to say about it.
Well, it's just... I mean... So, EA is reportedly paying Ninja $1 million to promote Apex Legends.
They did pay him.
They did. Well, it says reportedly in the article.
To promote it on day of. The day it launched, They paid Ninja to play Apex Legends the day it launched in order to get the word out. $1 million bucks.
$1 million bucks. Now, I mean, that seems like a lot of money. It's not in marketing funds.
No, in a marketing campaign that is, and imagine how much cheaper that marketing campaign is, and every Ninja follower who watches him is essentially paid advertising.
Yeah.
And they just reached their entire market.
Yeah.
With $1 million.
I just think it's great that we are at that stage. I used the word ridiculous when I talked to you, when I mentioned it earlier, but like I mean, sort of like it's incredulous that we're at that stage,
right? That
a guy who streams a game is basically a full medium of marketing on his own.
Yeah, exactly. Now, where's our $1 million? Well, I mean, I will gladly play your game.
We will even split. We'll split $1 million between the two of us. So think about that. You get twice
exactly
the amount of lack of followers.
We will both stream it, and we'll do a co-op, and we'll do everything. You pay us $1 million, but I'll quit my job and promote your game full time if you pay me $1 million.
Yes.
How about that?
If I had one to quit, I would do so as well.
Exactly. I mean, come on. I'll do it. Pay me $1 million. I'll quit my job and stream your game all day, every day.
I'll be honest with you. I'm open to negotiate at this point for less than $1 million. Even. I mean, call me. We can talk. I'm sure we can work something out.
We'll talk. Let's work it out. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for episode number 321 on our countdown to PAX.
All right, bye guys. I'm Mr. Second Place,
and I, of course,
places. I was going to say the rest because it was the Twitter thing. Because you can follow me at Mr. Second Place. I just said I'm Mr. Second Place. Now I'm going to say you can follow me at Mr. Second Place.
Good.
I just normally get much more to talk about, so
I thought you were done.
I'm not used to only the one thing, so now I'm just not shutting up. So now
all right, now I'm Ziantane. Of course, I am Ziantane. You've screwed me up too. XIANTAYNE. Give us a like, subscribe, and comment. And if you have not checked us out on YouTube, you can do so at youtube.com/OMGNexus. Follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour, and send us some of your 7 degrees of translation so Tico doesn't have to do them live on the show. That's it for episode 321. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week on our final show before PAX.
Bye guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.